The wait is finally over. You guys are getting my Bruno guide finally, and I'm here to present it to you because I love this character. You know, I have been maining this character for the large majority of the time, and a lot of you have been asking me to make a guide on this character. So for this guide, we're going to be covering the basics of like his normals and specials, understanding his game plan, calling out some good assists that you guys should be using with him, as well as seeing some combos towards the end of the video. Now, before we get into the video, you guys remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the guide, as well as comment below whether some other guides for other characters that you want to see me do. I'm not going to do every character within the game. I'm also going to focus on some characters you guys want to see, as well as some characters that I do enjoy as well. But I appreciate y'all and all your love support. Let's get into this Bruno guide. Now, for the first thing, we want to start off with Bruno. We want to talk about his normals. These are going to be your light, medium, and heavy buttons. The first ones we want to talk about is his standing light, his crouching light, and his jumping light. These are going to be your fastest button in his arsenal. So a lot of times you want to use this is that when you and your opponent are in close proximity, you want to go for these light buttons because they come out the fastest. Next, we have his medium button. We have his standing medium, his crouching medium, and his jumping medium. These are going to be your primary combo starters a lot of times to get really solid damage. This standing medium also has really good range, as well as his jumping medium has the possibility of crossing up. His jumping medium is going to be one of the primary buttons you're going to be using because it allows him to get really good jump-ins based off his hitbox, as well as you just saw, he's able to cross up with it depending on the spacing of his jump. Next, we have his heavy buttons. We have his standing heavy, his jumping heavy, and his crouching heavy. Standing heavy is his primary poke button. If your opponent is trying to throw out some buttons and they're too far away from you, standing heavy is going to cover that space. Is going to reach him and tell like, no, stop it. Jump heavy, this is one of his other good jumping buttons. It's not better than jump medium in my opinion, but it does have a pretty good hitbox. It allows him to at least preemptively throw it out so that you can cover any form of button that your opponent tries to throw at you when you're jumping in. Then crouching heavy, this is going to be your primary knockdown button, and it's a part of his few lows when he's not in his stand mode. His only lows that he has is his crouching light and his crouching heavy, which are going to be one of your primary buttons to be going for in order to cause a knockdown. Next, we have his stand button. His stand button, the same thing. They are around pretty much the same premises. The only glaring things that you want to know about this is that when he's in his stand mode, all of his crouching buttons are actually lows, which gives him more mix-up options when it comes to throwing in some other things around his game plan. Just to show you guys his normals within his stand, but no, he does have his light, medium, and heavy, as well as his jumping light, jumping medium, and jumping heavy. Pretty much the same game plan is around a lot of these, where his jumping medium is one of his best jumping moves when he's in stand mode, and jumping heavy is really good as well. Standing heavy covers a lot of good range, as well as standing medium is a really good anti-air button when your opponent tries to jump in on you. Next, we're going into his specials. For his first special we're going to go cover are his quarter circle forward and his quarter circle back. These are essentially the same type of moves. It's just one is for advancing and one is for getting away. His quarter circle forward is the advancing one, and the difference between the light, medium, heavy version is that all of them just cover different ranges. His light version is his shortest, his medium version is his second longest, and the heavy version is the farthest one. This goes the same for his quarter circle back zipper move. Light is shortest, medium is the second longest, and then heavy is the longest. Another thing that you want to know is that he's able to act out of the zipper move with a follow-up. He has a follow-up if you hit the A button, or if you hit any of his attack buttons, he's able to attack with a kick. This is really good when you get your opponent on knockdown because they have to guess on what side you're going to be on when you get this going. Also, a cool thing to note with his short, he can do this on all of his versions, but another cool thing I like going for is with his short zipper, he's able to instantly act out of it with a grab as well. You're also going to be tying in flash cancels with this to get some bigger combo damage, so that they have to guess on what side you're going to be on. You want to mix up your opponent a lot with this when you get that knockdown. Next, we have his teleport moves. This is down, down, or crouch, crouch, light, medium, heavy. These are all teleports, and the difference you'll see is that his light version is teleporting away, his medium version is teleporting in place, and his heavy version is teleporting above his opponent. A good thing to know is that his heavy version also tracks based on height, so if your opponent is jumping, Bruno will always teleport over them so that he's always at the proper jump height. Next, we have his backward DP motion. Well, the difference is that instead of doing the DP motion on your right side of the D-pad, you're going to be doing it on your left. And this is more so, I guess you could say, like a projectile type move. It covers pretty good spacing depending on which version you use. The difference between all of them is depending on the range that you're at. The really nice thing about it is that you can see is that all of them are low. So this is a really good move in order for Bruno to control space, prevent possibly some jump ins. Now for jump ins, you're going to have to do a really strong call out because the startup of this move is pretty long, but it allows him to control space really well because he covers so many different ranges. Next we have his stand special. We have quarter circle forward. This is just an auto punch. This is going to be used for a lot of combos as well as to approach against your opponent. Next we have DP motion. And this can be used within combos, but I think like the really strong thing about this is that it's pretty good with anti-airing people if they jump at you. Finally, for his last special, we have his quarter circle back, and this is a projectile in his stand form. The good thing about this is that it is a low hitting projectile, so they have to block low or at least sidestep to avoid it. Another thing that a lot of people may not know about this is that if he's at the proper range, he can actually get a combo off of this landing. Now you can use your assist, or he can just combo for free as well. Oh, also before we have Bruno's command normals. We have down forward light, down forward medium, and down forward heavy. Down forward light and medium, these are going to be essentially checking your opponents at the proper range that they cover. All of these moves have really good range on them. And then for his down forward heavy, this is going to be an anti-air to prevent your opponents from jumping in on you. These are also going to be used in a lot of his combos for combo filler, so definitely be on the lookout for using these because these are some of his really good moves within his arsenal. Now for Bruno's overall game plan, we are going to be controlling space really well because Bruno has really good buttons that covers a decent amount of space, as well as his specials that allows him to get in and out of certain circumstances, as well as that with his command normals, he's also able to control space, whether it be on the ground or in the air. I think Bruno is a pretty easy character to understand and pick up. I think he has a lot of big return as well due to his flexibility and what his playstyle allows. I would say the big thing that you want to do is that you want to fish for getting hits with using his command normals, like down forward medium and down forward light when getting close to your opponent. You want to use jump attack medium in order to get some combos started as well to start your pressure. You can use his stand to cover very good spaces, as well as you're able to even play a retreating game with having projectiles or using your teleports to get away, as well as your zipper moves. Bruno has a very sound gameplay that allows him to be very flexible in how you want to play. You can play him rush down, you can play him kind of passive. I would say his only weakest position is just trying to be a zoner because his zoning is only tied to his zipper move. But a lot of times he's able to fluctuate and pick different play styles even throughout a map, which is a really good thing and why I think Bruno is really strong within this game. Now when it comes down to assists for Bruno, I think you want to mostly focus on the thing that he lacks in, and that's mostly zoning or some form of neutral at a distance. I think you can incorporate having auto assists with Bruno, but I think the big ones that you want to go for are ones that cover a pretty solid range. And my two favorite assists that I currently like using with Bruno are JoJo Part 4 and Kakuin. These not only control really good range for me, but as well as that when I get some hits off of some of my basic combos with Bruno that lead into like his slide kick, JoJo and Kakuin are part of the two main assists within the game that could consistently pick him up and allow for Bruno to extend for no meter spent. And finally, we have the combos. I know you guys are looking forward to these and seeing what combos you can pull off with Bruno. Majority of these are going to be some solo combos, but I will throw in a few assist combos to let you guys get a pretty much an understanding or an idea of how to use the assist that I provided you guys in the video. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the Bruno guide and if it was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.